Hello, welcome to my bed. I have been meaning to film this video for a while, and I really wanted to do a very low quality, run through my knitting ideas in my notes app. So I'm currently filming on the front camera of my really old iPad, and hopefully that gives a cozy, comfy vibe for you guys. Yeah, I've had this idea for a few weeks now, and I just haven't filmed it. I've been kind of a little bit worried about how Elmer would react to me filming when he wants to sleep, but he's currently under the covers right here. I don't know if you saw him crawl in there, but that's his favorite thing to do right now. We've been calling it Anonymous. He goes anonymous under there, so I currently am snugged with a puppy under the covers, which is really cozy. I also got a haircut. Oh, by the way, I'm Natalee. It's my channel Natalee, where I talk about all of my creative endeavors. I'm currently hyperfixated on knitting, and one of the reasons that got me to film this video is because I am writing a pattern for my felted tote bag inspired by the LL Bean tote bag. I haven't officially named it yet, but if I have by the time I post this, I'll put it on the screen. I am planning on doing a test call for it this week, so I'll put a link in my bio if I've added this in time, / follow me on Instagram at knit.alee if you want to go apply to that, or keep updated to see when it gets released. But there will be 3 sizes. There is a micro size that intended to hold like AirPod kind of size that you can hook onto your outside of your bags like a little keychain. There's a medium size, and that's more like kind of a normal purse size, and then there's a large size that is more of like a normal big tote size. And they're all like bean themed, so there's the lentil, pinto, and garbanzo, which I think is really cute. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. So that's kind of like, now that that's out of the way, for this video, I wanted to run through the notes app that I have going on my phone. It's like scrolling and scrolling worth of knitting ideas that have just popped into my head. I wanted to film this in bed because I think that this is where I generate a lot of ideas. So these are mostly ideas from my brain, but they might have been infiltrated by, stuff I saw online or something like that. But if you know of any patterns for these that sound like these, let me know. But yeah, let's just jump right in and see where this takes us. I'm just going to pick some of these at random. I haven't looked at these at all, since writing them down. And they're kind of I write them down and then I leave them alone. Okay, so one of my first ones is a tiny Ladybug sweater. So this idea was knitting a sweater, and then I have these iron-on Ladybug patches that are teeny tiny, and I feel like it'd be really cute to either seam those all over or do some kind of duplicate stitched tiny Ladybugs all over, not in a crazy amount, just here and there as a little touch. I think that could be cute. I have some simple ones too on here, a folded cuff white sock. I'm a big white or cream sock wearer. I feel like that's the socks in my drawer that I gravitate towards. And I actually recently just got some white yarn. I think it was in my last podcast. But I think for those, I'm actually going to do a waffle sock as of right now. That's what I'm thinking. Don't hold me to it because my mind changes. But the one that I wrote down here with the folded cuff, I was thinking about doing kind of how you do a double folded, which I don't know why it's called double folded, first of all, because it's just one fold. You don't fold it twice and seam it. But anyway, knitting the normal sock, folding it over, seaming those together, so it's a folded cuff, and then just knitting the sock. And probably would be like a 1x1 rib folded cuff. I think that would be really cute. Apple socks. This was an idea where it's just kind of like, maybe this would be a good application for some kind of variegated red and yellow yarn. I think this was kind of when like there was a whole bunch of apple trees, like early fall, and I was just feeling like there's seeing apples everywhere and all the apple trees here in Seattle, and felt like it would be cute to have a little apple inspired sock. I don't know how much wear I would get out of it, but the main thing that I had for this was to do like a green cuff and maybe like a leaf kind of dangling off of it. And I have always been really into the stickers that they put on fruit, so either duplicate stitching like a little yellow circle or like some kind of thing to indicate that it is like a fruit could be really, really cute. I used to collect all my fruit stickers on my fridge, like take them off and just put them on my fridge. I don't have a picture of it, but if I do, maybe I'll put it in here. But I like fruit stickers, and I thought that would be a cute sock. Another one is a 2-column button cardigan. So you know how cardigans normally have the buttons down the center, and there's like all the trendy ones at the diagonals and whatever, or there's like a wavy one as well. I was wondering how it would look if there was a button down like the side and then a button band down the other side, and maybe it would work in a like detachable sense where like you can have a really oversized fit, and if you don't want that center panel, then you can have like a normal tight fit. That's that one. Oh wow, I had the Blomstra beanie on here with the crocus pinky lavender and the mushroom brown. That's funny. I have Grinch socks under here with no description. I think I was meaning like maybe like a mohair or like a fuzzy lime green sock to wear for like Christmas time, and maybe doing like, I don't even think Grinch has like a pointed foot, but maybe it's just the fur kind of lines up in a point where maybe you could have the shoe or the sock point at the end. Grinch socks, I guess. Felted zip-up vest. I feel like felting is kind of a trend with all the sailor slippers out there, and maybe my felted tote too, but I've been really enjoying felting, and I think it's kind of a fun like mathematical challenge too, and I feel like a zip-up vest could be kind of cool. I did just get like fleece zip-up vest in a cobalt blue color, so maybe that's why I'm like satisfied the cobalt blue need and like this vest need, but I love a fleece vest, and maybe I was just trying to figure out a way to knit a version of that, and I think I'm still trying to figure out, you know, what I want to knit and what I shouldn't knit. Because just because I can, it doesn't mean I should knit everything. Like, it might need to be a different material or whatever to be, like, the right function for what I'm thinking. So that's kind of one of them. This one is a sleeve scarf. Maybe this would actually be something that I could wear. But the idea for this is, you know that, like, preppy, I'm wearing my knit sweater over my shoulders, and I either have like the sleeves dangling or I tie them. I was wondering, I always struggle with like the back of it looks weird on me for some reason. Not that I ever wear it like that because I don't think it's functional, and but what if you just knit sleeve singular, basically a tube of scarf where you have the ribbing at the ends, and then it's normal stockinette for the rest, and it kind of like gives that sleeve over your shoulder effect, but it's not a full sweater. I think that could be kind of fun. I could actually see myself making that. This one is watch cutout mittens. I am a huge watch person. I don't know if you've seen my handy dandy Casio. I have like 5 Casio watches. I use my watch all the time. I use the like timer feature all the time, and I use it a lot too for tracking like how long walks are with Elmer, just out of curiosity. Like, there's no reason. It's not like I'm trying to get like a certain number of minutes of walking a day. It's more just like curiosity. Also, my boyfriend and I really love playing like little mini games of like, how long do you think we were walking for? What time do you think it is? Like, and like guessing games, just because it's fun to do that. And anyways, I use my watch all the time, and I think in the winter months, I need something for my hands to like keep my hands warm on walks, and I didn't want to lose the functionality of looking at the watch. So I thought maybe you knit like a little cutout where your watch face is so you can see it. I did start a mitten. I'll share in my next podcast, which might be in a few weeks, which will be way too long, but that's just what happens. But I have a busy few weeks ahead. But anyway, I knit one singular fingerless mitten and kind of got the ick from it. So I don't know if I'll knit the second one or not, but it is cool. It's just, I don't know, something about a fingerless mitten, although functional, gives me the ick. I don't know why. I don't know if you feel the same, but another idea I have is a cream cable beanie. It's not like, oh my gosh, this genius thing that doesn't exist, but more so, I guess, for myself to think about. And when I was planning on what to get for Sacred Sheep, I was thinking about getting some kind of like baby yellow yarn to do a cable beanie. So if you have any cable beanie ideas or ones you like, let me know. But I think that could be a fun way to add cables into my wardrobe without doing a cable sweater yet. But I liked that one. Also, a headphone cover. I have the AirPod Maxes, but I have a small head. And so even on like the tightest setting of them, they sit like too low on my ears. And so typically, like, what solves that is I wear a beanie when I wear them, which adds just, like, that extra little height on my head for them to sit properly. But I was wondering if maybe I could knit a tube of something that could sit on the strap of the headphones. I know a lot of people knit the, like, headphone covers on the outside, but knitting just like the top part so that it fits better, I think could be cool. I also think it could be cool to do stripes or have it match or whatever. But I have to figure out how you would actually do that. But you'd have to have some kind of closure in order to get it on and off. Maybe buttons. That could be kind of cute. Like buttons all along the top of it. That could be cute and quick. Another one is I recently have been into, well, I just cut my hair, so maybe I won't be as into this than when my hair was long. It's still long, but like, I wore my like light blue beanie with a blue knit scrunchie and a smaller little scrunchie that's in the same color, and I thought that was so cool that like how the colors just all match together. And I want to knit more like scrunchie sets, like a big scrunchie for like this part and a little scrunchie for the end of a braid. I typically am a French braid person, but I think that like those break points when it all matches could look really nice. So I feel like that could be a good scrap yarn project too, is like two different sized scrunchies to wear together. A beanie idea, this came from after doing the Blomstra, because I felt like I got a sense of how to do a colorwork beanie, and I think I mentioned in my last podcast, but I have a color combination in mind that I still am into, but we'll see. It would be like a cobalt blue and like a warmer like orangey brown, where it's a warmer orangey brown, or either way, honestly. One of the colors is like the full beanie, and then just the brim has like a horse running motif around it. I've seen some charts on Pinterest. I feel weird about using other people's charts, but they're out there. I don't see why you can't, as long as you're not like selling their chart, I guess. But I think doing like a little horse running motif over the brim of the beanie would be really, really cute. That's that idea. Also have no idea what some of these mean. This one is just cardigan panel like curtains on a window. What am I thinking? Like, what am I trying to say with that? I have no idea. Okay. This one is tile with grout sweater. I feel like sometimes I just write down ideas of like things that I like and then just add sweater to the end of it. And there you go. That's a concept. Try it out. Let me know. Leave a comment of something you like and just add the word sweater at the end. That's so funny. I also have an idea for like a hooded cape. I have been really, really obsessed with Alberta Rose's cape that she just knit. She is more of like a fashion girly, I think, but also knits. And I think I found her through a knitting video a long time ago, but I really, really like her style a lot. And she does like index styling videos and all that kind of stuff. But she recently just knit a little poncho that is basically my favorite poncho that I've seen. I know ponchos are kind of a thing right now. I don't think it would be that functional for me, except for maybe this idea that I have that is where there's a hood on it. So there's a hood and like a little poncho. I have some coats that don't have hoods, and living in Seattle, like, you kind of need a hood, but at the same time, I love a baseball hat in place of a hood because I like that it covers my face. But anyway, I feel like I could use some more hoods because I don't have hoods on a lot of my favorite coats. And so a hooded little poncho thing, I think, could be an alternate to that. And I feel like could be fun to do it in like a yellow color, like a classic yellow raincoat kind of vibe. So might be on the lookout for that at Secret Sheep as well. Another idea on here, and this will be the last one that I'll end with, is I really want to knit another rolled neck sweater. My cloud sweater that I knit in Blue Sky Fibers organic cotton worsted yarn is 100% cotton. It's like getting really beat up and the shape isn't like holding up. And I want another rolled neck sweater that maybe holds up a little bit better. But because I knit the Kombajn Snood with the paracord, I'm like really into how can I add paracords to everything. And I love on my jackets to be able to like cinch the bottom and like roll it under. I think that shape is really nice in my opinion, like in my style. I really like that like folded in shape. I feel like I've mentioned it a few times, but I want that kind of shape on a sweater, and I feel like doing it with a paracord could be really cool. So a paracord-esque bottom with a rolled neck and rolled sleeves could be really nice. Yeah, so that might be on the list for a future thing. And with that, I think we'll call it a night. It's pretty late. I started this late, but also helped out Elmer under here. But I hope you enjoyed this like cozy, chill, ideas, chatty video. I say this all the time, but I could see myself doing more of these. I could see this being a little series because I just feel very, very inspired right now. And I think a lot of that has to do with like a lot of you guys and like being able to like have all these internet friends that I feel really inspired by. I like admire and I think are cool and like blah, blah, blah. And like I'm getting to meet some people in real life. And I think right now I am still feeling like really inspired. I'm really inspired by the totes, I'm really excited to like have those be in testing and see all the color combinations that people pick. Again, if you're interested in testing that, link will be in the description, or go to my Instagram and check that out. And I think that's it. So this was 40 minutes of me blabbing in bed, and I could have kept going because I had so much more on my list, but yeah. Hope you enjoyed. Okay, good night.